Hey everyone, Andrew Medlam here. So over the weekend, I've been doing a lot of mind mapping because what we do when we help coaches to hit 100K in coaching sales, or maybe look into it their second 100K in coaching sales, what we do, there's a lot of in-depth principles, rules, strategies, methodologies, and different parts of the sales journey, different parts of the strategy. Like there's blueprints behind the blueprints. So over this last few days, over the weekend, I've taken a bit of time out, like looking at all these different processes that we've got, and I've mind mapped them all out. Well, I've mind mapped some of them out. I'm still doing it, and I just wanted to bring this one like to your attention. Potentially you've heard about it, but you forgot about it. But chances are you've never heard about it. And what I'm going to share with you is a rule that some of the major brands, the billion-dollar brands, are using today in order to generate those type of results. Some of this, like 8-figure, 9-figure coaches are using it in order to generate those types of results. If you don't know about it, then chances are, right, you're going to struggle to generate those type of results. So I'm just going to like share my screen. I'm going to walk and talk you through this rule. And again, chances are you've never heard about this. People keep things like this a secret. And I'm kind of like going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit. So where is it? This one here. So you should be able to see my screen. Let me just go large with this. Okay, so 7-11 rule, right? To fill in your calendar with people who feel like that they know you, they feel like that you've got the solution to solve their problem, and they're ready to buy from you. So just before we jump into this, if you are thinking like, well, how come it's working for these other coaches? How come these other coaches are attracting all the people that's ready to buy? How come all the other coaches, are selling at the price point that you want to, that they want to sell at? Yet you're struggling to attract anybody. You're struggling to attract buyers. You're struggling to attract people that are even not willing to invest a low ticket price point, right? Well, it's not because they're better than you. It's not because they've been in the game longer than you. It's not any of like the drama that potentially you might think it is. It's basically because they understand this rule, right? They understand this rule and they're executing on this rule each and every day. So in order to generate these types of results, right, it's not about being good, right, necessarily coaching. It's about engineering it. It's about engineering, clients to come to you. It's about engineering clients to see that you've got a solution to solve their problem. It's by engineering that, that you are expensive, and when people come to you, that this is what people buy. It's nothing else. Everything that you see, what other people are doing today, is not by luck or by crook. It's because they've engineered it to happen that way. And if you to execute on this strategy that I'm going to share with you today, right, it can also work for you too. It's a simple rule. Again, chances are you've never heard of it. So I'm going to share it with you today. So the rule is 7-11-4. I didn't design it, right? I'm not the inventor of this, but I've used this and other people use this. There's far beyond you. And if you start executing on this as well, then there's no reason why this can't work for you too. We're working in our business. Clients are working in their business. It's working for our clients. There's no reason why it can't work for you. So kind of like a little bit behind the scenes, right? So let me explain what 7-11-4 means. I'm going to break it down for you. So the number 7 means consumers need to experience 7 hours of your content to create familiarity between you, your message, and your brand. Okay, so I'm going to dig deep into these in a second, but that's what number 7 means, right? Consumers need to consume 7 hours of your material, your content, in whatever different formations, for them to create familiarity between you as a coach, as a business owner, your message, and your brand. Number 11 means your content needs to be spread over 11 touch points. Seldom is somebody just going to sit through 7 hours of your content, right? So it needs to be split over 7 different touch points. And then number 4 means across 4 different locations. Okay, so keep those in mind. Okay, so 7, 11, 4. So what we're going to do is, what you need to understand is that I'm going to move over here, right? Before clients buy from you, right, they're going to do their research. They might come across a post, and that post might be attractive, it might be meaningful, it might be inspiring, motivating, right? It might touch a few of their hot buttons. And if that happens, then they're going to do some research. So if they're going to do some research, right, give them something to binge on. Give them some like real in-depth, valuable stuff that they can consume, that they can binge on. Let me ask you a question now, right? How many hours of content do you have for them to consume? If somebody was to like binge on you on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever, right, online, right, can they binge content that you've created? Can they binge on you? Can they find out about you? Can they find out about your solution? Can they find out about your offer? Can they find out, or can they experience some of your expertise? Can they go and research something and find like some of your methodologies or strategies or principles behind how you help your clients to get XYZ, to generate the results that they desire, right? If not, the best thing that you can do for yourself right now is to create high value content that spans over 7 hours. If people can't consume, if people can't binge on your material right now, right, then people can't research you. And if they can't research you, then they're never going to be in a position where they know you, they can get to like you, and they can become to trust you, right? It's all about know, like, and trust. They don't actually necessarily need like and know to buy from you, right? They just need to trust that you've got a solution that can solve their problem. But can they binge on several hours or 7 hours of content, your content, so they can become familiar with what you do, how you do it, and the offer that you're selling? If not, right, the best thing that you can do right now is to go out there and create 7 hours of high value content. And, you know, like in its simplest of format, that's potentially what it could look like. You know, people can go on my YouTube channel and they can consume way more than 10 hours of content on my YouTube channel. They can jump into my Facebook group and they can binge on information and training. There's a colossal amount of training inside that, in-depth training inside my Facebook group. Can they binge on your material? If not, then you need to start creating this. You need to start creating this. So, you know, potentially that's what it might look like, right? 7 hours of content, pieces of content. Now that needs to be, again, split up over 11 touch points, because seldom is somebody just going to go, and like I said earlier on, is somebody just going to go and start consuming, like sit through 7 hours content. Some smart bear might do, and there will be other people that will do that, but majority won't. Majority of people are busy, right, in their everyday life. So chances are, you know, they're going to jump on, they're going to watch like 5 minutes, they're going to watch 10 minutes, they're going to watch 25 minutes, they're going to watch a 45-minute masterclass, they're going to access something else, a blueprint, an ebook, they're going to listen to a podcast, an interview. Okay, but that over a period of touch points can stack up to over 7 hours of content. People don't buy, it's like, if you understand touch points, right, people don't buy until the middle of between 7 and 11 touch points. So if there's no touch points, if you're not having touch points with your marketplace, with your ideal dream client, then again, they're never going to be in a position where they can show up to a call to work with you, right? So again, right, you need to split the content into bite-sized pieces, which is easy to consume, that's spread over 11 different touch points. Yeah, again, people don't buy from people on the first touch points. It's human, natural buying behavior for people to buy between the touch point number 7 and 11. And that's probably the same as you as well, right? That's probably when the last time that you bought something of high value, right? How many touch points did you have to experience before you actually felt comfortable to buy? Guarantee was more than 1. Guarantee was more than 5. Guarantee was somewhere between touch point 7 and touch point 11. Well, your buyers are no different, right? They're no different. So in order for this to happen, you need to engineer it to happen. Does that make sense? So we've covered, right, 7 hours of content, high value content. Don't be scared of giving some of your best stuff away, because my principles and philosophy around this is that, like, make your best stuff make your free stuff better than other people's paid stuff. Because if they see like your free stuff is this good, it's like, okay, so what's the paid stuff like? And also understand this, right? People are not buying information. People are actually buying, investing in you as a coach or as an expert to help them to implement the information. So people are not buying information, people are actually buying execution, right? They're hiring you to actually help them to implement the information, because chances are they already know the information, right? We can't be that naive enough to believe that they've never been on another webinar, they've never bought into another course, or they've never hired another coach, right? So that just proves, it gives evidence that people are not buying information, they're buying implementation, and that's where you come in. So don't feel afraid that, oh, I'm giving too much away. You can actually never give too much away. Give your best stuff away for free, right? Because that will just showcase like how much of a rock star that you are and what it is that you do. So again, right, a lot of people have, when it comes to creating information, it's like they've come from a position of scarcity, right? Don't sit in that camp, because that's not going to serve you, and it's not going to serve the people that's trying to binge on your information right now. Because if they see that you're actually only putting half-assed stuff out there, then chances are they're going to think, well, this is crap. There's other people that's putting better information out, right? So why should I continue to binge on this guy or girl? Okay. So let's move down the line. So now we've got location. We've got four locations, right? We're going to think about, like, marketing is fluid like life. People love to see and find you in a mixture of different locations. So it doesn't have to be like physical. It can also be digital as well. So, you know, are they just seeing you on one platform? Can they look at your website? Now, we actually don't advocate to build websites. I don't have a website. But can they find you in different places online? Or when you do a reel, or when you do a live, or when you shoot a video, or when you create an image, a photograph of yourself to post with short form content, or maybe it's long form content, right? Are you always doing it in the same location? If that's the case, you need to start mixing it up, because people want to see that you are fluid in life, right? They don't want to just see you sat behind a desk all the time, right, with the same background. Mix it up. So we've got 7, we've got 11. 7 meaning 7 hours of content. If you haven't got 7 hours of content that people can binge on, that's where you need to start, right? Split it up over 11 touch points, and make sure that you're doing them in different locations, right? Mix it up, create some spice in there, mix it up, be really, really fluid in what you're doing. So let me give you an example of potentially how this might happen, right? So you've got a client, you've got a prospect, they're stone cold, right? They don't know you. They would never like jump on a call with you at present. So what is it that you need to do in order to make this happen? Well, using these principles above, right? Well, we're going to engineer it. Like I said earlier on, right? It doesn't just happen by look or by crook. It happens because you engineer it to happen. And again, this is what we do with our clients. We help them to engineer this. So if you're looking for help, support around that, there's no reason why you can't reach out. We can have a conversation. And if it's a fit, we can have a conversation about what it looks like to actually partner inside our mentorship program. But this is like ultimately what it's going to look like. So our objective, like with all prospects, is to turn a cold prospect into somebody, right? We're going to take them down this journey and turn them into somebody that is in a position where they're actually ready to buy. So, and again, people misconception of the marketplace, because they lack education, is that they think that people are just going to rock up. Yeah, I see that you're a coach. I can see that you're an expert in what you're doing. I'm ready to buy, right? Chances are you've thought that. Chances are you've experienced that that's not reality. So this is how are you going to make this happen? Okay, so cold prospect. Chances are they might have seen a post in a group, right? So let me say that they saw a post inside a group, and that post got their attention. And that attention made them to either engage with that post, like love, or even actually comment on that post. And from there, they either connect with you, or you can invite them to connect with you, right? So let's say that they connect with you because they were so in line with the value they shared inside the post. And then from there, you send them a DM. Okay. So this prospect is now moving across 2 touch points, but suddenly you've gone from not being known to now they're being aware. And then from there, potentially, well, okay, well, if you liked that, then I've actually got a bit of value video, value training that where I break down how you to achieve X, Y, Z, right? And they might be open to actually watching that asset, a training. So they request access to it. So they're now becoming familiar with you, right? They sit through a training that potentially is 45 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. But again, it's a touch point, and they're now consuming your material, and they're spending now more time with you. And then simultaneously, they might jump online and they might read something else that you posted in the duration of them actually consuming that other information. So now they're really getting warm up with you, right? And you have another chat with them inside DM, which brings them one step closer towards you. And then potentially they might see another post. You might do a live inside your group that same week, where you invite them to attend, and you might be having another conversation with them inside DMs. So can you see now how effective this strategy is? And you're not just expecting them just to rock up ready to buy from you, because that's not going to happen, right? Now we're engineering it to happen inside DM. We're asking them some filtering questions to really understand where they are, the severity of the problem, how big the vision is for where they desire to be, some of the things that they've tried that's not worked. So we're really getting to know them inside DMs as well as offering some really high value. Suddenly, right, chances are, whilst you're not aware, right, they might jump on your YouTube channel, and if it's available, they might start binging on your content. They might start binging on your content while you're like totally unaware. Or they might be inside your Facebook group, and if you've got guides inside your Facebook group, they're stacked with trainings, then they're consuming that material, right? They're consuming 7 hours of material, all these little touch points. They're inside your group, and they're going through all the posts that you've posted recently over the last couple of weeks and looking at you engaging with other people inside comments. All these little touch points, all the DMs that you're having, until you get a position where you feel as though, you know what, I'd like to actually invite this person to a call. And you invite them to a call, and on that call, you get to understand them a little bit more, you add more value. They've already been pre-sold on all the material that they've already consumed. So by the time they come onto the call, they're in a position where they're no longer cold. They're in a position where they feel as though they know you, trust you, and like you. They respect what you do. They value what you do. They know that you're a solution that can help them solve their problem. There's like majority of the common objections have already been handled in advance of the conversation, the call. So chances are, right, they're actually in a position where they're ready to buy from you. You just need to make sure that they're an absolute fit to actually partner inside your container or to purchase your offer. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes. If you right now, if you're being sat there thinking that, like, you know, why is it not happening for me? Then chances are that's the reason why it's not happening for you. Because nobody can binge on your material. You need to create more material. You need to become the creator and not the consumer. If you're not creating good content today, right? Like, content is king. Content has been king for years. And that's not going away. In fact, content is like higher than king right now, whatever that may be. But content today is more important than ever before. The marketplace is getting fuller and fuller and fuller and fuller, right? More saturated. There's more people coming on board. There's more people providing high value material. If people are not consuming your material, then they're consuming other people's materials. Okay? So you can do this, but you just need to execute on this rule, 7-11-4. Have a think about that. Wanted to bring the chances are you've never heard of that before. Again, right? Majority of the 8-figure earners, 9-figure earners, they're keeping things like this under the belt. Well, I've just brought that to your attention. Now you can execute on this to actually start making it happen for you as well. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you found that useful. If you like what I've shared, if you'd like to have a conversation about what it looks like to actually, well, first and foremost, if you want to have a conversation and have a walkthrough of inside our full strategy, right? I am more than happy to spend 20 minutes with you and actually walk you through the full process, the full mind map of what we do with clients to actually help them to get to 100K in coaching sales or to get their second 100K in coaching sales. 20-minute call, maximum 30 minutes. I can walk you through that. And at the end of that call, if you want to have a conversation about what it looks like to work with us, when we can do that. If not, then at least you've got the full solution to what you need in order to make that happen. And you're not just messing around with past strategies that everybody else is selling.